to know that you're starting off the month on a very high note. That is to say, when you have us in your team, well, let's just say we got you covered. So happy new month, guys, and welcome to your favorite show, The Crunch with Ayo. And of course, I'm your favorite screen diva, ever smiling, ever dazzling, ever glowing, Ayomide.
And I remain that beautiful, intelligent, sassy,
yeah. Okay, yeah, so what should you be looking forward to today on the show? First up is the social media banter. We'll be bringing you all the juicy stories, gossips, making their rounds on social media. We got you covered, guys.
Next up is 2 o'clock, where one of us will be spilling the tea on what is bothering her.
They've definitely missed 2 o'clock.
Yes.
Yes, they have. And finally is the Let's Play segment, which you guys know is my favorite segment of the show. Slowly becoming Naya's, but I won't allow her to steal it. Slowly becoming Naya's favorite segment of the show. And today we'll be playing a game of 5 words. And the rules of the game are English is somehow. Yes, but the rules of the game anyway is that, well, we'll have to guess whatever the person is thinking. The person will give us a clue of whether it's a place, animal, thing, object, idea, whatever it is. Give us 5 clues, and then the other person has to guess it right. And I cannot wait to win. First up on the social media banter, well, you, Edochie, son of Pete Edochie, says, a man kneeling to propose to a woman is not a big deal. Now, this is coming as a surprise, given that just a few weeks back, his father, Pete Edochie, said, it is an abomination for a man to kneel to propose to a woman because it will mean that it is the woman that will be the head of the home. Now, in an interview with Pulse, he said that for him, it's not a big deal, that in a large sense, what his father said was right. I mean, culturally speaking, that was what he said. But then he doesn't see it as a big deal. If you want to kneel, if you want to lie down, if you want to sit, if you want to stand to propose, do whatever makes you happy and propose. But that he didn't kneel to propose to his wife because his wife didn't require him to kneel. And then he married his wife back in 2004, but that he doesn't see it as a big deal. Before I say what I want to say, what do you want to say?
I was expecting this though. Like, it has always been like that. I see there's always been a competition between him and his father. Okay. I was expecting him to go against what his father has to say. Definitely, like, that's always been like that. There was a time he came up and said domestic violence, his dad, his mom, he was always abused as a kid and stuff like that. His punishments are always too difficult for a child. So I've always expected him, like I was always expecting him to always go against whatever his dad has to say. So when his dad said this, I was waiting for, first of all, I was looking for picture to see if his son knelt down to propose to his wife, and I couldn't find any. So he came out to clear the air for people like us that were investigating to know if his son did what he was saying. So actually, I was expecting him to say something like that. He's always against
But do you agree with him?
I agree with him because at least he stated the fact that culturally he's wrong, but it doesn't matter how you want to propose.
No, he said culturally his dad is right.
Yes, culturally, like I'm saying it's wrong to kneel down. That's what I meant. Okay. So that's why I said it's right, because he actually explained both sides. So it doesn't matter how you propose to your wife if you don't carry culture that much in the head. So it doesn't matter.
Okay, so I actually agree with him on what he said. I mean, I like the fact that he wasn't exactly trying to create a dispute. Yes. And I'm very sure that it was probably asked a question about that, and that was why he had to give his own side or his own opinion about the whole issue. So I'm glad that he wasn't exactly trying to create a dispute. At the same time, I'm glad he wasn't also trying to place sides like, since it's my father that said it, let me support. Yes. So I'm actually glad that he was just neutral. This is my point of view. Everybody has their point of view. My father is not wrong culturally speaking, but then we're in the modern age, whatever works for you. Yes. I like the part where he said, if you want to lie down, lie down.
Whatever works for
you.
Hey,
don't come and lie down and propose to me. I'll throw you a ring. No, but like whatever works for you. So I actually like. So yeah, I think everybody's right when you look at it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, actress, mom, and model Gifty Power took to her Insta story to advise women, female, girls, any opposite sex that is not a male, that whenever you have sex with a man who is not the biological father of your kids, you should not touch your kids after that. You should shower.
Expatiate, please.
There's a spiritual involvement. Let me read. It's like a medicine. It has what you do if you don't do. Like, you know how medicine, cautious and everything they tell you. That was how the post is. Let me just read the caution and what to do so you understand what she said. Okay, what to do. After you had sex with whoever from outside, Don't touch your child. Immediately go to your bedroom and wash off your body very well with your sponge and soap in your own house. And when you are done bathing, you can now carry your child. Failure to do so spiritually, it means you are transferring whatever you did with the man onto your son/daughter. It's more like you are planting a seed in your child spiritually. So be careful. So that is what she put up on her Insta story to advise people. Like, my idea is, first of all, let me use the married women part. If you're married, why would you want to sleep with someone else? And spiritually, how does sponge and so you should be going to a church, not the bedroom to shower. Because this is spiritually.
Do you know I can't even stop laughing? The whole thing seems funny to me. Wait. So someone sat down.
Yes.
Thought about it. I feel like, let me drop some words of wisdom. If the person you are sleeping with is not the biological father of your child, please don't. Hello.
Like, it's not like it's even a short caption.
The thing is, okay, so now, if she had talked about the fact that, because everybody always says this thing, and maybe to an extent it's true, that if you have sexual contact with anybody, then you guys are like soul or spiritually
connected.
She didn't go there. She's now talking about, so you yourself that you're sleeping with somebody, you're not talking about the spiritual implication it has on you.
You're talking about
the spiritual implication you having sex with somebody would have on you touching your child. Like, it doesn't even nothing is even adding up. It doesn't really make sense to me.
All.
And by the way, if it's a spiritual thing, you're not meant to be washing up with sponge and soap or whatever, because that's just you washing up the physical. Go for anointing, go for deliverance, go for cleansing, go for 7 days prayer and fasting or 40 days. Go to the mountain.
To use sponge and soap. Because I don't see a point. If it's spiritual, we should fight it in the spiritual way, not in our bedroom. And she said in your bedroom, don't do it in the person's own.
So maybe you light candles all over the bedroom, invite pastor and all that.
And you must use white towel so that everything will be purified.
And say, please, we did not think this one way. Go back, sit down, rearrange your words, or not even rearrange. Think of another wise thing.
Take down the post.
Take down the That will ever work.
Take it down, please. We don't understand what you're saying.
So if I sleep with somebody, let's even say so basically, it doesn't even necessarily have to do with cheating. So there are some people that they had the child out of wedlock or maybe out of rape
and
or
then
something.
You're married. So the person I get married to, which is not the father of my child now. So if I sleep with my husband, I shouldn't touch my child.
See, there's something I saw on Instagram. Where they say, waiting something no go see. So waiting Westlife no go see for empty street and empty house.
Like, I don't understand. What's
Come
going
on. Please, Auntie Gifty. Channel your energy to something else.
Please,
something
if you want to
more
start
useful.
selling soap and sponge, go straight to the point.
Don't come and use marketing strategy for us.
Spiritual and non-spiritual.
Anyway, yes, back to things that let me not throw shades here. But yes, back to the social media banter again. Okay, so finally on the social media banter, media mogul Oprah Winfrey fell flat while giving a speech on balance. And then why are you laughing?
To the irony.
And then rappers 50 Cent and Snoop Dogg decided to throw shades at her. Okay, now this is actually funny because she was giving a speech on balance. And then the next thing, she lost balance and fell flat on the floor. And I don't even know how people are always capturing moments like that immediately. Like me, before I even grab my phone, the whole thing has ended. So yes, and then rappers 50 Cent and Snoop Dogg used that opportunity to like throw shades at her, saying that you're speaking on balance. So what exactly tripped you? Is it the ghost of MJ, that's Michael Jackson, or the ghost of Kobe Bryant that tripped you? And so I think this is coming from a place of hurt, or should I say agony, anger, and beef or something like that. And not beef in the bad sense that maybe because she's bigger than us or no. I think a lot of people have been coming for Oprah Winfrey and saying that she has not been supporting black people, especially because she's black and she's in a position of power. She's a very influential person. She's a media mogul. And so you're not standing up for your race, for the people that you should be standing up for. And I recall that there was a time in the media weekly updates that I usually do, I talked about Monique calling out Oprah Winfrey, saying that she doesn't stand for black people. And then this happens again. Naturally people would sympathize and be like, or even come up with excuses like, people trip all the time. Maybe, but there, people are actually like antagonizing her. Like, I feel like she has done something to offend the entire race.
I would say, because I'm black, doesn't mean it is my duty or my right to stand for
black people. Okay.
Like, I would always, like, I and my sisters will always say, we Nigerians or we Africans that are still in our countries, we're not slaves. That slaves were the one that moved to other countries. It means they bought your parent, your grandparent, and then you had to move. So I would say, if something is not affecting you, why should you fight for something? I'm looking at her as she's seen herself like, I am above it. I have like moved past that level of always dragging this idea of black people, black people, black people. So I'm seeing her as, it's not like she's denying her race, but I see her as, I don't just get involved if I don't see the situation as something reasonable or serious. So they shouldn't be dragging her because, okay, she's in a big position and she doesn't want to do what every other person is doing.
Okay, what do you mean by reasonable or serious?
Like, there's some hashtag Black Lives Matters case that I see the black person as the issue and not the white person. But because they are blindly covered with this racism act, they don't see beyond the mistakes. Like, they don't see where the fault is actually coming from. They just see, a black guy got shot by a white cop. That's what most black people see. They don't go back and research what happens. So I see it as she sees beyond that and like, this is not a case for me to get involved in.
Okay, so so that is your point of view. So now my own point of view is, so sometimes you feel like you've risen above some things and there are some things that shouldn't matter and everything. But then if almost everybody has the same issues with you, then something is actually wrong. It means there's an atom of truth to what they are saying. So it's a different case. So for example, you gave an example of Black Lives Matter, and then maybe a white cop shoots a black person, and then everybody's just saying that that's what happened. They're not really looking into the matter. But then you wouldn't actually blame them, because this is not the first time, second time, third time, fourth time it is happening. And in most cases, if the case were to be the reverse, if it was a white cop and a white guy, and most of the times it wouldn't end in it was shot. It's probably ending it was jailed. So why is it that for almost every time the black person is shot?
It is obvious that the whites see the black as very aggressive.
So that is what I think, that is the issue people are having, that they have this notion that blacks are very aggressive, which is not even true, because I think everybody is aggressive in their own way, whether you are white, whether you are black. It is not a matter of race. It is just a matter of personality. And so if that is the notion the whites have about blacks, you in a position of power, when you have the opportunity, rather than turn your back away, maybe because of political affiliations or loyalties or whatever, you speak for what you know is right, not because you're trying to take sides, but because you know there is no gray in between. White, I'm not talking about white and black as per race now. I'm saying this is what it is. It is white, it is black. There are no shades of gray. So you speak for what you know is right, not because you're trying to take sides. So if everybody is saying that she doesn't stand for black people, then it means that there's an atom of truth to what they are saying. And so when things like this happen to her, rather than draw empathy and sympathy, you just draw mockery to yourself. And it may not even affect her because she's above it, but then it's you need to know that how people view you. Some people don't see it as important, but the truth is how people view you is actually important.
But not to her though, she doesn't care.
Well, anyway guys, that is all we can take on today's edition on social media banter.